Today's guest on Let's Talk Jonesboro is Larry Rogers. He's the head of the Animal Control Department. Welcome, Larry.
Thank you.
Tell us, right now that we've got summer coming on. You've got you guys have a hard job in the first place, but I know you have a love of animals, and so you're trying to take care of all that you have to see and get what you can adopted out. Tell us what you're seeing this time of year.
Well, we're seeing basically two things. We're having a lot of heat calls, which we like it when the community calls us and lets us know about it, because that right there is, the heat calls are very, that is a time situation that we need to get to that animal as soon as we can. Whether the animal be, locked up in a vehicle, in the backyard with no shelter, no water tied out. Minutes count on that kind of situation, so we enjoy it. The public has to be our eyes and ears out there on that kind of stuff, and they call us and let us know. And of course, we're not going to be out there saying, okay, this person called and everything. Our primary concern is to get there, get the animal stabilized and stuff, because like I said, minutes do count.
Are you talking about mostly animals that people see in cars in the heat?
True. Or? People take their animal with them, and they say, well, I'm just going to go in shopping just for a minute. I'll just leave it in there just for a minute. And then the next thing of course, you cannot go into one of these stores here in Jonesboro without seeing some friend.
Right.
And then you start talking to the friend, and then the next thing 10, 15, 20 minutes has passed. You go out to the vehicle, and your dog has passed away from a heat stroke.
That's awful.
That is how fast that happens. I mean, it is just, it's ridiculous. It's we get these calls now in the summertime, just several a day. And the thing about it is it just takes minutes for a vehicle to heat up. Even with people leaving the window down, it's still, the vehicle heats up. What happens is this animal that's in this vehicle, it might be 85 degrees outside. In no time, in less than 10 minutes, that vehicle heats up. It's about 104, 105 degrees inside. 30 minutes, that vehicle's in the 120, 125. Well, that is just the air temp in there. A dog basically cools itself by panting and by its paws. That's the only way that a dog can cool itself. So what happens is that animal is sucking in hot air, 120, 125 degree air. It's standing on these hot vinyl seats that if you can take a temp gun and hit it, that's 130, 140. So there's no way that animal can cool itself. So what happens is the animal, it'll go into, basically it can evolve into a heat stroke in no time at all. And a heat stroke is fatal to a dog. I mean, it's one of these things that it destroys it affects their brain, their internal organs and everything. And I mean, even if we can catch it on time, if the dog has had a heat stroke, that it can damage the dog, and I mean, hurt the dog for the rest of its life. So that's why we say, seconds count on this kind of stuff to get this animal out of there. Basically, the thing is don't take your dog with you. Leave your animal at home. The reason people take them is because they of course they love their animal and stuff. But if you love your animal enough, leave it at home where it's in the air conditioning or something. But don't leave it in the car without ventilation, without some type of cooling system in that vehicle, because it will get hot in that vehicle.
Yeah, that's a horrible thing to think about. But now you actually get more pets this time of year, don't you?
In the summertime, we do. Our adoptions go down, and the pickup of the animals go up. I was just looking on last month, and we brought in right at 150 dogs into the facility. And that was just the animal control officers. That was not including people that brings them in, surrenders them, or someone that might find them, or even our police department. The police officers work with us quite a bit in the second and third shift, the evening hours. If they see a loose animal or something, they'll pick it up and they'll bring it to us. But because of that, we can have in our kennel area at any time 110 plus animals. And adoptions, we try, but the reason adoptions are down is because summertime, everyone's going on vacation and stuff. And that is another reason I really believe that our pickup is greater, because the thing about it is the people start to go on vacation. What happens is they'll have someone either house set for them and the dog will get loose from them, or they just turn the dog out because they don't want to kennel it up at a veterinarian clinic or at a kennel. So it's easier for them to just turn the dog loose. And
it's not a very good pet owner.
no, it's
You
not.
gotta
It's
treat your
not.
pet like family.
No, I mean the thing about it is when you take this pet from a puppy or from an adult, whatever, you adopt it, it does, whatever, you are saying right there that you're going to take responsibility of that pet for its entire life. You're going to be responsible for it. So, if you're not going to be responsible for this pet, then don't get one.
Right.
It's simple.
But the best place to get one is to come to you, because you have a lot of dogs that are worthy of being saved.
Well, thank you. But the thing about it is with us, it's not a competition. As long as you adopt a dog, that's all that matters to us. Adopt a dog, whether it's from animal control, which we have a lot of
An assortment. You have
yes,
big, little, medium.
pretty ones, ugly ones. I mean, but it's just, we have an assortment. But the thing about it is right down the street from us is Northeast Arkansas Humane Society. So what we like to do is we'd like to call our place a one-stop shop. You come to our place. If we don't have it, then we send you to the Humane Society. If the Humane Society, you go there and they don't have it, the Humane Society works with us. They'll tell you, go down to animal control and look. And between the both of us, having 150 to 200 dogs together combined, we're going to find you an animal that's going to be the right fit for you and your family.
Right. Hey, tell me some other signs of animals that are in distress that people should keep their eyes out for, like you're chained to a tree or something?
Yes. Chained to a tree, outside with even if it's not even chained, if it's just outside in the backyard, but it doesn't have any shelter, any shade, and fresh water is a necessity at all times. We like to say too, if you're going to keep your animal outside, make sure it has plenty of shade. Make sure it has plenty of fresh water. Put a fan out there to circulate the air. Personally, we'd rather you keep it in the house in the air conditioning. But if you do, then make sure that you're responsible for that animal out there while it is out there. That nothing's going to happen to it. But the animal itself, you can. When an animal goes into stress, a dog, they'll get anxious. They'll start heavy panting. Mm-hmm. Drooling excessively. They may become lethargic, go into some type of stupor. They'll fall over. Those are some of the signs of it. Now, a dog's body core temperature is right about 101, 101.5. That's a dog's body core temp. Once it hits 104, then it can start being dangerous to that animal. And like I said, the dog, all he can do is pant and be cooled by his paws. So, if he's out there and the heat index is up there, and we've had some hot days so far, and it's just going to get hotter too.
Right.
Then you've got a heat index up there of 108, 109, and that dog doesn't have any moving air. He's got hot ground. He has no shade. No cool water. Then.
And if you guys will respond if somebody reports, it's not tattling on your neighbor. It's
no, it's not tattling on it.
It's saving a pet.
It's saving a pet. Yeah, I mean, and sometimes, and the thing about it is like the reason we're having this discussion is to educate. Some people does not realize that. I mean, you might have this person that's single that all they have is this animal. That's their kid and everything, and they want to do the best thing with this kid all the time and take the child with them wherever they go. But they forget that child has got to stay in that vehicle. And and when I say child, I'm talking about their animal. They see it as their child,
Sure,
So
I do.
be responsible for it, and know what's going to happen, because that is the last thing that you want to do is come out to your vehicle after you've been shopping and find your dog dead in the vehicle. Because I mean, it's just
that happens.
It's an excruciating death for that animal, and we've seen it happen. We've already had one animal that passed away this summer already from the heat. Mm-hmm. So. And the thing about it is we investigate it too. And if it's one of these things that it was not done, that it didn't accidentally happen, but it was because there was a fault on the owner, then they can be charged with animal cruelty and will be charged with animal cruelty and go before the judge on it. Last week we picked up a kitten on a parking lot, and the paws, all four of its paws, the skin was blistered off of its paws.
Oh, bless
It was
its
just
heart.
laying over on its side, and we thought, well, it wasn't even when we got up to it because someone called in on it, and thank goodness they called us
goodness.
in. We brought it in, got it treatment and everything, and right now it's walking around with little bandages on all 4 feet, but it's going to survive, and it's going to make someone an excellent pet too.
That's great.
But I mean, you think about it, the easiest way is to take the back of your hand and place it against something. That's about the same temperature right there that the dog's paw is feeling. So you take it and you see the people, the pickup trucks, the bed of a pickup truck, they can get 140, 150 degrees. Try keeping your hand on that for an extended period of time.
No, I wouldn't even want.
No, it's impossible. So, it's just one of those things to be really, really, observant of your pets out there, during the heat and everything.
Right, right. Larry, what kind of other animals do we see in the city limits these days?
Oh, we see all kinds. I mean, we're such a big city. We deal with, of course, with the dogs. That's our primary. We'll see cats every once in a while. Well, we see them quite a bit, but I mean, we don't have any rules on the cats right now. So, any city ordinances or anything. We see livestock. So we do have cattle and horses and goats and sheep here in the city. Pigs, we cannot have pigs. Swine is not allowed.
Right.
But and there are stipulations on this too. You can't have a horse and live in a residential area. There's restrictions on livestock about how many acres you have to have, and distance from your neighbors and stuff. But we see that. We see chickens, ducks, all that kind of stuff. In fact, animal control, we have at animal control, we have a large animal holding facility because we've picked up so many. We have a stock trailer that we can actually go out and do a horse rescue or cattle rescue, something like that. And if we have to bring it back to our facility, we've got a barn, we've got a big, huge corralled area out there. There's a couple of acres for it. We've got for chickens and for ducks and for turkeys a place special out there. We've got actually a room on the inside of the building that we call it our kids' room because the kids love it when they come in, and the parents, they'll stay out of it. But what it has got is it's got some snakes that we've picked up over the time. We've got like 3 or 4 snakes in there, I believe, a couple of different types of turtles that are native to Arkansas, and a gecko.
A gecko.
Yeah, and I mean, and the thing about it is we take these, and it's cool because we can take these and do part of our function is to educate. So during the school year, we take these, we'll take dogs and cats to the schools and educate the kids, but we'll also take our snakes, turtles, and the lizards and let the kids see them and everything.
Do you find that they have personalities too, or are they pretty much all the same guy?
Well, they just kind of just lay around. Yeah.
Okay. So you don't see a whole lot of Becky stopped doing that, right?
Yeah.
Becky the snake or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we don't. Of course, these snakes too are. One of them is native to Arkansas. The other one is like the other two are exotics. So boa constrictors.
Oh yeah.
But
we don't want boa constrictors in Jonesboro.
no, we don't. No, because I mean I like looking at them when
Through
they've got
glass.
that glass separating them. But I'm not you're not going to catch me going and volunteering to educate kids on the snakes. No.
On boa constrictor.
No, I'll stick with the dogs. That's my thing is the dogs.
That's good. That's a smart. I respect that decision on your part. Well, tell us what else we need to know. Anything else going on with animal control?
We have a Facebook page, and we keep the Facebook page updated
very
as best what we
popular.
can. And we share things to the city, and you update the city one with the things we share.
Mm-hmm.
We have things going on, shot clinics once a month. We have shot clinics and stuff. This month, and I apologize, this past month, our veterinarian that we had that works with us, there was an emergency came up and couldn't do it. So we just ask the public to take that into consideration, because the thing about it is when we do these clinics, they're all volunteer,
It's volunteer
and
work.
volunteer hours, volunteer work, and
Are the shots free?
No.
Okay.
No.
What are they? How expensive are they?
$10 for a rabies vaccination, or $10 for a dog's 5-in-1 or a cat's 3-in-1.
That's the next best thing to free, isn't it?
It is.
It's a good bargain. Yeah.
Speaking of that, the thing about it is the state law says that, that animal, the dog, the cat, has to be vaccinated by a licensed state veterinarian.
Okay.
So, people think, well, there's a rabies vaccination that I can get from one of the farm stores or feed store, something like that, and give it to my dog. But the thing about it is that that is not valid right there. That's not a good vaccination. It has to be done by a veterinarian, a board certified veterinarian from the state of Arkansas.
Well, it's good that you guys have these programs.
Well, we try to, and I mean, during the school years, it's all about the kids and stuff, and going to the schools and doing our education programs. We also get invited to nursing homes and to retirement centers. We like to take the dogs and the cats out there and turn them loose on them and just let them have a good time.
You've got one that's special to you that's been around for a while over there, right?
Yeah, I do.
What's her name?
His name.
It was a 50-50 shot.
It was almost, well, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Mac Dog, Mackie. That is, yeah. Mackie, I was transferred from the police department to animal control and took it over in 2007. 2007, in February of 2007, March of 2007, got a call, and Mackie was found in a dumpster. And he was 2 weeks old. So, I mean, his eyes was just barely starting to open up and everything. And so we rescued him and started bottle feeding him, and said that we was going to foster him. And 11 years later, we still threaten him that we're fostering him the whole time. But he has been.
Tell him?
He's been with. I mean, if anyone knows they come to animal control, they always know Mackie is. He's in the office with me. I mean, he is the official door greeter for animal control. That's all he's known all of his life, is coming to work at animal control. So he enjoys it, and education programs, no, he's not too good on that. He's more of pet me, scratch me, love me, let's talk, and
He's more of a counselor.
yeah, give me some treats
Yeah.
too, and don't bother with the cheap ones either. He doesn't know. He's got to have the good ones. So, and he knows the
Well,
difference.
has
He's
to be
picky.
respected, that's
He's
right.
picky, so he's earned that right, I
I
guess.
admire that. Yeah, very good. Well, Larry, tell us one more time how to find the shelter, and tell us your number.
The shelter is very easy to find. It's off 18 East. It's 6119 East Highland. And like I said, when you pull onto our street and everything, the address, the Humane Society is going to be the first building. Ours is the last building at the end of the road. There's only 2 of us on that street. So we're just right past ABF Trucking.
Okay.
And our telephone number is 935-3920, and they can call us. We're open Monday through Friday. Our adoption hours, because we do have to get the kennels clean and everything in the morning time, and all the dogs, if any of them have medications or anything that they need, we have to do that. But from 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock is our adoption times. Our adoptions is $100, but that includes the neuter or the spay of the animal, a rabies shot for the animal, and if they're puppies, they've had all 3 series of their puppy vaccinations, every one of them. And if it's an older dog, an adult dog, it's still had one of the 5, and it's had its parvo and all that distemper shots. So, for $100, that is an excellent deal.
That's a good bargain, and you're saving a life and making a friend for its life. So
This
that's
is
a
true.
good
This is
thing.
true. And when you come out, if you're looking for that new friend, that new family addition, the thing about it is we ask to make it a family thing. Bring the kids out with you, and if you've got pets, bring the pets out too.
Oh, yeah.
Because the
Let
thing
them see
about
if
it
they're
is,
friends.
yeah, if we don't want any conflict, you to go home with this new dog and this other dog, your dog that's been at the house the whole time, doesn't get along with it. We don't want conflict. So we say bring them out and everything. Let's see how they do together. And sometimes the best thing to do is let your dog choose who its new best friend is instead of you, because if the dog's
They're gonna
happy
make
and
the
everything,
decision
and
anyway.
the household's happy, there's no stress in it, then you're going to be happy.
That's a great point. That's
So-
a great point. Well, Larry, there's a lot of good wisdom. Thank you for joining us
Well,
on
thank
Let's
you.
Talk.
Thank you.
All right, brother.